collegiate style. It is original to the United States of America. Everywhere else in the world, they wrestle freestyle Greco-Roman. In the Olympics and World Cup championships, they wrestle freestyle and Greco-Roman. So folk-style wrestling is unique to the United States of America. And another fun fact, Abraham Lincoln was supposedly an excellent folk-style wrestler.
Interesting note. Interesting note. Okay, so we're getting ready to get started with our first match. I think we are, and just like the announcer said, we got our cheerleaders back. You know, last night we had the basketball game. We had an actual student body over there last night.
Interesting.
It was amazing.
Student section.
Girls basketball had their first region win last night, and a crucial win. And I know it was in part to having that student body. You know, we've talked about a lot of things happening with COVID. Last night was the first sense of normalcy. We had a bit of normalcy with the student bodies, cheerleaders, full game.
Well, we love normalcy.
We're already into this match.
Brandon Moore and Joaquin
Gonzalez,
there we go. And right off the bat, Joaquin comes in on a shot, and then Brandon defends well, and we're going to get a stalemate, come up back to our feet.
1:35 left in the first period. Score is 0-0. On their feet, tied at the head. Circling each other around. They're doing a lot of head fighting, hand slapping.
Trying to fill each other out here early in the period. They're going to go, Brandon's going to fire off a shot.
Brandon shot in, trying to get the double A, couldn't do it. Now he kind of goes to a reverse bear hug, gets him down on his back, turns it into a reverse arm, has the head, has the arm, trying to get around and score some points. They do give him the 2 takedown. But they're not going to give him the near fall as he throws him down out of bounds.
You know, Dirk, I don't agree with the call. His toes were in on the mat. The official should have been counting near fall right there on the edge.
That was a tight. He had him.
It's easy to say that from up here on the bird's eye view.
Yep.
His view's different down there, but I saw toes in.
1 minute left. It is 2-0. Gonzalez on the bottom. Wyatt on the top.
Really nice mat return from Brandon Mora.
Wyatt stood right up. Joaquin stood up. Brandon took him right back down, working him hard, got the legs tied up, keeping him broke down. Working those arms, working the upper body, getting a little bit out of shape. But he's trying to work that around. He has the single arm bar, working on the half, trying to walk it around. Joaquin doing a good job keeping his feet out, not letting Brandon walk that around.
You're seeing the flexibility from Joaquin here. It's not easy to bend your shoulders that way. Most kids that aren't flexible are going to turn right over in that situation.
Brandon getting a little bit out of shape here as he really gets high on him. Tries to do some kind of crossbody on the top end and almost gets in trouble. He is able to get back, get around behind him, and Joaquin trying to work on that 2-point reversal. Score is still 2-0 with 4 seconds left in the first period, and that's how they're going to end it.
Brandon got himself out of shape late there in the period and was able to scramble his way out and not give up any points late in the first.
Brandon is going to choose neutral, or he's going to defer.
He's going to defer to the third period, and Joaquin's going to take bottom. He thinks he can get away. Dirk, he thinks he can get away.
I'm not sure he can't.
I think
After I've been watching him,
I think it's the right move. I really do.
Brandon takes his place on top. Ref starts a match. Joaquin immediately goes to his feet, trying to break that grip. John does a good job of staying behind him, keeping his hands locked, taking him right back down to the mat. Working close to this near edge of the mat. Joaquin trying to get up. John getting a little bit out of position, getting way high, trying to lock that cradle. Ref's going to stop him, bring him back to the center.
You see Brandon, he's getting a little frustrated with the flexibility of Joaquin, and he's getting himself out of shape trying to force something. He needs to hang back, be patient, and let it work for him.
Score is still 2-0 as the ref brings him back to the center. Joaquin on the bottom, John on top. Joaquin immediately goes to his feet, tries to break that grip, step out of it. John lifts him up, takes him back down. Joaquin right back to his feet, trying to get back up. John puts on a tight waist, grabs the arm, trying to get him broke down. Working that single arm bar. Joaquin gets it free. John goes to a tight waist, elbow chop. Breaks him back down. 1 minute left in the second period. Score is still 2-0. A lot of wrestling with no points being scored.
I like Joaquin's action right off the whistle. He comes right to his feet. He just needs to continue that action, put some chain wrestling together, throw some moves together, and get an escape point.
John Mora with the single arm bar, trying to walk it around. Joaquin doing a good job of keeping his feet spread apart, trying not to let him have those near fall points as clock ticks down to 50 seconds. John walks it around again.
Here.
He gets the arm bar. He gets him on his back, starts getting the count. Ref down, taking a look. Ref looking hard. He's in a good spot with 39 seconds left. John Mora on top, Joaquin on the bottom, and he gets him.
There's the fall. Brandon did just like I thought he ought to. Stayed in better shape, was patient, and was able to walk that around and get the fall there. Very impressed.
Like to see that we're able to, the wrestlers go back and shake hands with the coaches, or at least a fist bump anyway. You know, another sense of normalcy.
Something that's a little bit unique to wrestling. Shake hands with your opponents before and after, and shake a hand of the coach after you're done wrestling.
And there for a while they were shaking hands with the referee too, but now we've got away from all this handshake and it's more fist bumps.
Fist bumps, yeah.
Anthony Powell, James Berg going to wrestle now at 126 pounds. They're still on their feet with 15 seconds gone in the first period. Both of these guys getting right after it, tying up, slapping hands. Shoots in for the fireman's carry. Textbook fireman's carry as James Berg takes him down, gets the 2-point takedown. Anthony doing a good job of trying to get back up on his hands and knees. James Berg. We have two, Josh Berg and a James Berg. James Berg breaking him down, keeping him down flat. Anthony trying to get back to his hands and knees as they get to the
He's got a cradle locked up. He's going to set it back and get near fall here, Dirk.
James Berg gets the cradle, gets the hand lock, gets him rolled around. Ref down, taking a look,
and the fall.
Anthony is going to get pinned, just like that.
Well, a textbook fireman's, as you said, over to a cradle. That chain wrestling we're talking about, putting moves together and making it work for you. And he gets the fall, picks up 6 points for his team.
Anthony Powell and James Berg just got done. We're going to move on to
Jason Rodriguez and Zoe Sua.
132-pound weight class coming up now.
Don't know that we've seen a lot of Jason Rodriguez this year, Dirk.
I don't recall. Ref's going to start them there on their feet. Jason Rodriguez is Zosua. Zosua likes to kind of sit back and analyze.
Not as much hand fighting from these two. He's hanging back, but there we go, right back into a heavy hand fight. Takes a second to feel each other out.
Nobody wanting to commit to anything, nobody wanting to make the first mistake. Zosua, Jason Rodriguez. Both wrestlers still neutral with 1:30 left on the clock. Jason shoots in for a single, can't get it. Zoe locks that arm in, keeps Jason from getting any points. Both of them are still back on their feet. And now Zoe is going to throw him down, almost gets him on his back. Jason does a good job of getting back to his stomach facing the mat, goes to his feet. And just like that, they're back on their feet tied up with no points scored.
A lot of wrestling for no points. Excellent scramble. Really fun to watch. Just wish we'd had some points scored there, Dirk.
Both these guys still neutral with 1 minute gone, no points scored. Here at South Summit Wrestling tonight, Highland is who we're wrestling.
Seems to be a pretty even matchup so far, Dirk. They're matching each other's pace step for step, shot for shot the whole way.
They really are. Both of these guys are really equally matched so far.
And move for move, offense to counter, the back to offense to counter. Really, this is the kind of match you'd like to see. Hopefully they can maintain this pace for 2 more periods.
One thing we do hear is not a lot of crowd noise during this match.
No.
It's been pretty quiet. These guys really just on equal terms, filling each other out. 21 seconds left as they go out of bounds. Still scores 0-0. Both wrestlers neutral.
Generally, Dirk, it takes some points to generate a little noise in here.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Do you remember when you was wrestling? Did you hear that noise, or did you just kind of tune it out and wrestle?
It was kind of a zoned out type mentality, if I remember right. When you put your headgear on, that cancels a lot of noise. And
it does.
You try to just focus on what your coaches are telling you, and you try to tone the cheerleaders out and the crowd and your mom and dad sitting in the stands.
Correct. So the first period's going to come to an end with no points scored, nobody on the mat. Jason is going to defer. Jason's going to choose neutral. So they're going to come back, put their feet on the block, and that's how they're going to start, just like they did the first period.
2 more minutes of feet wrestling, not complaining. Like to see some more of those good scrambles we've seen in the first period.
And there was some good scrambles there. Both of these guys now, they're kind of tying up and feeling each other out. I don't think Zoe likes to tie up, or yeah, Zoe likes to tie up. He kind of likes to stay back. And Jason shoots in for a perfect double leg. Does the lift, gets him down on his back, circles around, gets a 2-point takedown.
2-point takedown, 30 seconds in. Looked like he got a little coaching from Coach Sanderson there between the periods, which looked like just what he needed.
Jason getting a little bit out of position. Zoe almost takes advantage of it. Jason follows him back around, gets behind him, gets his legs down, gets Zoe broke back down, working on the upper body. Still riding a little bit high, maybe a little inexperience here. Like to see him tie those legs up a little better, work those arms, and I think the ref's going to start looking at some stalling as Zoe tries to get back to his hands and knees. Jason locks the ankle now.
Well, he's looking for Jason to come off the hips a little bit. Every time you're staying parallel and keeping your opponent's hips down without working for a pinning combination or a turn is grounds for stalling. He's got to come off those hips and get out of parallel. And on the other hand, Zoe's got to get his head off the mat and get moving. There's not a lot of action.
There's just not a lot of movement.
Until this point. Here we go.
Until this point, Zoe keeps trying to get that reversal, and Jason does a good job just following him around, working around with 20 seconds left. There's still just the 2 points, 2-0 in the second period. Jason getting a little bit out of position. Zoe tries to duck out from underneath him. He's up on his hands and knees. Jason has a tight waist, working on the arms.
Deep cross wrist here, trying to get him broke back down, and we're going to end the period here 2-0 for
I don't anticipate anything's going to change as the clock runs out.
Well, Zoe's going to get his opportunity to have choice, and Coach says bottom. He wants bottom.
That's where you score your points from in the third period.
Well,
I feel for my type of wrestling and from my experience.
Escaping a takedown, you win by 1.
Yep.
Essentially, or reversal, you're tied, you go to overtime.
Yep.
But you got to get moving. You can't.
You got to get moving. There's not been a lot of movement in this whole match as we start the third period, still at 2-0. And Zoe immediately tries to go to his feet. Jason does a good job of throwing that tight waist on, keeping him right back down, working that arm, trying to get him onto his back. Both of these wrestlers seem to be a little inexperienced. I think they're still both waiting, kind of feeling each other out, and it's the third period.
Jason's got an arm bar, and he's looking to come up in front and stack him over there. And here comes a count, but,
can't hold it long enough as they end up rolling almost out of bounds there at the far side.
Jason's working an arm bar on that right side, and he's getting out of shape here. And Zoe's working that down, trying to get him out of position, and Jason's just keeping those hips up and working with him here. He needs to settle back.
Jason really getting out of position, almost gets Zoe on his back. Zoe almost gets Jason on his back. Now Jason gets really out of position with 1 minute left and ends up losing 2 points. Score is tied. 1 minute left in the third period, and now Zoe's on top. Jason trying to get out from under him, just needs the escape or needs the reversal. Zoe now all of a sudden has a burst of energy as he starts working. Trying to get that standing cradle, and Jason does a good job of rolling him right around. Almost gets him out, and can't quite do it.
No count, no count.
And we're not sure who. Over, and he finally gets the 2 point reversal.
And his headgear's all out of shape. He's trying to fix it, but he's got to keep wrestling here. He can't quit. He's got a 2 point reversal.
And he is way out of shape as he tries to lock the legs. He can't see with his headgear. Zoe goes to his feet. Jason trying to break him back down. Score is 4-2. John takes him right back down.
Locking hands.
We're going to have a locking hands call, and Zoe tries to get the reversal. John does a good job of keeping him from doing that, and they're going to come out of bounds with 10 seconds left. Score is 4-2.
We're going to get a technical violation against Jason for a locking hands penalty, and that's going to put the match within 1 point. All Zoe's got to do is get out, and he can send this match to overtime.
This is turned from a very absolutely boring match for 2.5 rounds. This last 30 seconds got crazy.
Oh, yeah, it went live quick.
We're going to have an equipment timeout now, as we talked about the headgear that had come down, and now they're kind of broke. They're trying to fix it.
We almost saw him, stop wrestling a minute because his headgear was so out of shape. I don't know if it was hurting him or he couldn't see or what, but Jason's got to hang tough on top here for 10 seconds, and he'll win the match.
But Zoe on the bottom, Jason on top. Jason leads by 1 point.
You know what? Zoe got a great breather right here to fix the headgear.
Absolutely.
He's going to have a burst of energy right
Jason
off the
does
whistle.
a good job. As soon as he blows the whistle, Jason locks that leg, chops the elbow, trying to keep Zoe from getting up. 2 seconds left. Zoe trying to get to his feet and can't do it. Score's going to end 4-3 for Jason Rodriguez.
How exciting right there at the end of the third period. And, we talked about it wasn't very loud in here. It got real loud in here.
It got loud fast and quick. That last 30 seconds was an exciting match.
All right, so let's go into Tegan Bushel and Josh Berg. I assume an older, a relative of some sort to James Berg.
Both of these guys looking like they have some experience. This is going to be a different match than the last one.
Well, Tegan Bushel has been around the sport most of his life, starting when he was just a young kid. Look to see him have that experience. Don't know a lot about Josh Berg, but he looks like he knows what he's doing.
He's got the wrestler build. He's got the wrestler look. I don't think this is his first match.
No, absolutely not.
20 seconds left. Both wrestlers still neutral, still on their feet, doing a little head slapping, but nobody committed into anything yet. Still circling each other around, feeling each other out.
A couple of these kids that are going to be more experienced are going to take more time to feel each other out and work into some of that other stuff. We may see a minute go off the clock before we actually see any real setups or real shots.
I'm doing a couple of fakes there, just kind of seeing what his options are. Still on their feet with 1:10 left in the first period.
Well, Tegan's standing right there. He's wanting him to come in. He's wanting him to tie up. I think Tegan is a little more comfortable from the tie-up positions.
I think you're right. And now they do get tied up. And he does a perfect ankle pick. Gets the 2-point takedown.
That's what he was looking for.
He was watching it.
He was hanging out right there waiting for that tie-up so he'd go to that ankle pick. And he's going to lock up a cradle for some quick points.
And he's going to get some quick points. John Berg tried to go to his feet, and as he brought his leg up, Tegan just that fast locked that cradle. Got 2 points for the 3 points for the takedown. Score's going to be 5-0 with 30 seconds left. And he gets him to another cradle. Puts John right on his back.
This one's a lot tighter. He's got 25 seconds to make the fall happen.
Tegan Bushel has Josh Berg on his back in a nice tight cradle. Ref taking a look, and he gets it.
Takedown, cradle, cradle.
Takedown, cradle, cradle. And just like we said, this is going to be a little different match, this one, than the last one. So 18 seconds left. Tegan Bushel gets the near fall points for South Summit.
Liked what he saw after the first one, and Josh made that same mistake, bringing that leg close to his head. Tegan brought his hands over, locked him, set him right back one more time for the pin.
Perfect match there. John Mora going to wrestle Paris Hawkins now. This is the match we kind of been talking about. John started this program with not a lot of experience, and it's been interesting to watch him through the years.
I think he'd love to come out here and get a win in his last home match.
And I hope he does. Both of these wrestlers look like they've been here a time or two, so it's going to be an interesting match as well. Paris Hawkins, John Mora. 20 seconds gone. Both wrestlers still neutral, and Paris does a hard head chuck there. Doesn't score any points from it. Doesn't even shoot in, but mostly feeling out. And, sorry,
here comes John with a takedown right there on the edge. Gets 2 points. Didn't like the fireman's. Lost the arm, come up, worked a high crotch out of it, doubled off, and finished right there on the edge.
Either way, he ended up with 2 points before they went out of bounds, and he did chain react 1 to 2 to 3 and ended up with the 2 points. Ref brings him back to the center. Paris on the bottom, John on top. John gets him broke down.
I like John's energy here in the first period. I hope he can maintain it through 3. The kid's electric. Absolutely. So
he is. He's working that upper body. Keeps the leg locked. John Mora on top. Paris Hawkins on the bottom.
He's almost getting a little high there, Dirk. He needs to stay back and work those arms and not get himself too out of shape until he's got something locked up a little better. But, Parrish, he's working really tough there on bottom. He's not giving up anything. He's working for his escapes, and he's going to hit a Granby roll. But John's going to turn it into back points. He sinks his hips. Did we get 2?
I don't think he did. And
he's
John,
holding 2 near fall.
Okay, wow, that was a 4-0, but it has to be 4-1 because he did get the escape.
He got the escape right there, but you know he tried to Granby roll, and John sank those hips and was able to hold him on his back long enough to score 2 points. But
and John and Paris tried to do that sit out a couple of times. John caught him, put him on his back just long enough to get 2 points. So ref brings them back, starts them on their feet. 25 seconds left in the first period.
Really pretty shot from Parrish. Almost gets the whole corner, but you know John here's scrambling. He reaches back and grabs a couple legs of his own. He needs to work those hips around.
John tries to do the crossface, can't get it, turns
hips
it into over cradle. They're out of bounds. John has him on his back. Ref down, taking a look with a headlock without the arm. So I think the ref has to stop it for potentially dangerous.
Illegal hold.
Illegal hold.
Yeah, illegal hold.
So they're going to give 3 points near fall to John, 1 point to Paris for an illegal hold. Score's now going to be 9-2 with a half a second left. John on top, Paris on the bottom. There was more points scored in this first round than there has been for the last 3 matches.
Really fun match to watch. Just because we're seeing those scramble situations, we're seeing those points scored, and the crowd's into it. Watching a South Summit senior come out his last time in this gym and give the fans something here.
Yep, and that's it. This is his last night on his home match at a duel. Ref's going to bring him to the center. Paris will be on bottom. John Mora on top. Score is 9-2 to start the second period for John Mora.
Tries to stand up, and John snaps him right back down. He's going to try those arm bars.
Paris did try to go right to his feet. John does a good job of keeping him broke down. Paris trying to get back to his hands and knees. John working that elbow in the tight waist. Paris goes immediately to a reversal, catches John on his back. Ref down taking a look. Paris now on top. John arching, trying to get out of it. But Paris has that arm and that head sucked up. And this is going to be tough. Ref's going to stop the match. Not sure why. He gets the 3 near fall points. Oh, he's going to stop it for bleeding.
Blood time on red, and that's pretty lucky for John because he was in bad shape. That was locked up tight. Shape. Locked up tight, and now all of a sudden it's a 2-point match.
And I'll tell you, that was John was in trouble.
Reversal right to his back, catches the arm, and he's in tight. And
he was in tight with 1:30 left.
Yeah, a lot of time left on the clock, but John's showing the kind of strength he's got, bridging off the mat himself plus Parrish on top of it.
Yep. And unfortunately for Paris had a good hold, but Paris is the one that lost the blood. So that's how we're going to go. The final score, or the score, ended up being 9-7 here with 1:30 left in the second period with the reversal, with the near fall points. It's a high-scoring match. Team score 15-12 for South Summit, and they were behind. They got those first couple of 4-foots. So team score coming up now within 3.
I think this is going to be a duel that you're going to see come down to the wire. But South Summit is getting forfeits at 220 and 285. So you may see South Summit pull away there. It all depends on what happens through 152 through 195. Still a lot of wrestling to happen.
Still a lot of wrestling. Jake McCormick, Dirk Rockhill here at South Summit. We do have a blood timeout for John Mora and Harris Hawkins. Highland, the team that we're wrestling tonight from Salt Lake.
Believe it to be a 5A school, Dirk, wrestling up. It's easy for us to wrestle these schools down the valley. About an hour drive either way.
Yep.
So a lot of these 3A or 2A schools we'd want to wrestle or 3 or 4 hour drive. Which it makes more sense to duel a bigger school that's only an hour drive away.
All day long. So that's how they're going to start this. Ref's going to give him a warning. He almost had him started. He's warning Paris on top that he has to cover the elbow. 9-7, 1:30 left, and that's how they start. John Mora immediately goes to his feet, gets the 1-point escape.
Yep, quick one escape. Really like to see that from John on the bottom position. Hopefully looking to keep the pace up and go out and get another takedown here. But, Parrish, he smelled blood.
Literally.
Literally, he smelled blood. He's going to come out, and he's going to be on fire, too. He went from 9-2.
He went from 9-2 to 10-7 pretty dang quick.
Yeah, pretty dang quick. So
shoots in for a fire, can't get it. John stops him, shoots in again.
Throws
John
him right
takes
to his
him
back.
right to his back, has the reverse head, has 50 seconds on the clock. Ref down taking a look. John got it locked up. Paris does a good job of getting to his stomach. I'm worried here the referee's going to stop him for potentially dangerous, and now ref's going to stop him. Going to give him the 2 near fall points, and he's going to say, nope, we got blood again. So
Paris bleeding through that plug, it looks like.
14-7 with 40 seconds left.
You see Paris shoot in on that double, and he hung that elbow.
Man, I'll tell you.
He hung that elbow up a little too high, and John saw it, and he just and
3
he whipped
years
it.
ago, John would not have saw that.
Maybe not.
You know?
Yeah. Technically sound. He's
you can
grown.
see you can see the growth and the experience that John has had. I remember watching him, and he would not have caught that 3 years ago. I don't know that he would have caught that 2 years ago.
I had the opportunity to coach this kid when he was a freshman. He's a super good kid, and it's amazing to see the growth that's happened from then till now, and super proud to come out here and watch him do well in his senior match.
Well, and like you said, these kids are no slouches. This is 5A Highland School. Highland's got a wrestling program. Now, they're not one of the top wrestling programs like Brighton or Alta, but they've got a wrestling program.
They've got a wrestling program, and I imagine they got a good bunch of kids to choose from, and multiple kids deep in every weight, which
Absolutely.
Which competition breeds success, right?
Absolutely. You're only as good as your competition, and I'll tell you what, John has got control of this match with a 14-7 lead as Paris takes his spot on the bottom. Ref's still cleaning up a little bit. He wants to clean up something.
Well, Parrish has been down by 7 before in this match, so I would not look for him to slow down one bit.
No, there's not going to be any stop. There's not going to be any slowing down on either one of these guys.
John's got to continue to be smart. Well, he's got to be smart. Period. He got himself out of shape in the first period, and it cost him 5 points.
And John's going to say, you know what? Let him up. I want to let him have the 1 point. I want to start from my feet. So score's now going to be 14-8 with 40 seconds left. Wrestlers on their feet.
Like the decision, doesn't want to get himself in trouble. He says, let's go on our feet. I know I can beat you on my feet. Let's try it. And I hope it holds true. He's got to match that pace he's been going the whole match.
Right. And John likes to wrestle from his feet. He has gotten fairly good at these takedowns. John does a good job here, staying back. Paris tried to pick that ankle, can't get it. They're locked up at the head with 15 seconds left. John steps back, takes a look. And Paris shoots in for the fireman, can't get it. John does a good job of getting both hands down in. Now Paris tries to sit around and go around the side. They end up going out of bounds. Paris really getting after that double leg.
Well, you're seeing a sense of urgency, Dirk. He's down 6 points, and he's only got a period to make it up. So you're going to see him start firing off some more shots like that. But John, he's got to keep up. He's got to match pace. He can't hang back and stall this match out, or it's not going to go well for him. This Parrish he's too experienced. He knows what he's doing.
Yep. And Paris doing a good job there. Paris, kind of patted John on the back at the end of that match because Paris shot in a couple of times and there was a couple of hard hits. Now they're going to have to stop because Paris has got blood again. But, Paris patting him on the back, just saying, hey, this is getting physical, but we're just wrestling.
Yeah, it's part of it.
Yeah, it's part of the deal.
Part of the game.
Yep. So they're going to stop it again for another blood timeout. Score is 14-8 to start the third period. Paris Hawkins, John Mora.
I believe we're going to see South Summit choice here in the third period.
What's he going to choose?
Neutral.
Okay. He's going to choose neutral. Now, we've seen both of these wrestlers on their back at various stages of this match. I'm telling you, usually you can say, well, I'm pretty certain this guy's going to win or that guy's going to win. I cannot tell you who's going to win this match. Nor could I. There's no way I could.
You'd like to say John Mora with a 6-point lead, but it's been too electric.
He's been on his back.
Too many different things have happened, but he takes bottom. He proves me wrong, and he takes bottom.
John Mora on the bottom. Paris on top. John tries to stand out. He does get the 1-point escape now. Score's going to be 15-8. Both wrestlers neutral with 1:50 left. On their feet, John tries to stay back a little. Paris fakes in a couple of shots, ties back up at the head, kind of dragging him around. Looks like he's looking for that ankle, maybe a fireman, maybe a single. Still on their feet, still neutral.
Wouldn't be surprised for Parrish to look for something that's going to offer him an opportunity to get back points or get a fall.
He needs the back points at 15-8 with 1:20 left.
Something that's going to get him back in this match.
And he just shot the fireman. John stuck his arm down in there, kept him from getting it. Goes to the fireman again. John does a good job of stretching out, staying back. Both wrestlers still neutral as clock ticks down to 1 minute left.
John's going to have to be more off. There's the stalling call. I was just about to say John's going to have to be more offensive or else he's going to get warned for stalling.
He did get warned for stalling, so both wrestlers on their feet with 58 seconds left. John looks up at the clock. Paris circling around. Paris getting really active now, sensing the sense of urgency. Shoots in for the fireman. John blocks it back, sits back out. Both wrestlers still neutral. John pushes him away. Paris comes in, ties up again. 40 seconds left on the clock. Paris shoots for the double, gets around behind him, still neutral, trying to take him down to the mat, and now he gets the 2-point takedown as John crawls out of bounds, stops the clock with 29 seconds left.
We're seeing John Moore here. He's getting tired late in this period.
He's getting really tired.
His conditioning is wearing out.
It's going to be an interesting 30 seconds. John has the lead at 15-10, but he is tired. He's not even getting up.
He's tired, and Parrish, he's going to sense that. He's going to be a shark in the water, and he's going to go for everything he can to make up 5 points here with 30 seconds left.
Paris throws him off a little by going to the other side. John tries to stand up. Paris goes to the side, tries to lock the hands in a cradle, and John does a good job getting to his feet. Has the 1-point escape. Score's going to be 16-10 with 15 seconds left. Paris shoots in for the fireman, can't get it. Shoots in for the double, gets it, gets the 2-point takedown as they go out of bounds.
Nope.
Ref's not going to give him the points.
Nope. Didn't keep his toes in bounds. I saw the 1 foot sneak out of bounds, unfortunately.
10 seconds left, 6-point lead. Both wrestlers neutral. It could be an interesting 10 seconds. John's kind of holding back. Paris not doing the shot.
No, I think he.
Time runs out. John Moore is going to win his home match at 16-10. That boy got to do some more conditioning. He was tired.
He was very tired. You know what? It's great to see him come out and win his last match in this gym.
And I got to hand it to Paris. The guy was a sportsman.
Absolute sportsman. True competitor.
True competitor.
Through and through.
That is a good program. That is a good coach just by watching that wrestler act. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Class act.
Class in defeat says a lot.
Absolutely. Didn't go his way. That's all right. Loves being out there. Loves wrestling.
Nick Smith, Brody Dusenberry. Dusenberry shoots in. Brody does a good job trying to stay out of his way. Dusenberry gets the double leg. Doesn't get the points as Brody keeps him on, or Nick Smith.
Nick Smith's locked in that ankle, and that's really keeping Brody from
And they're going to stalemate. Ref's going to stop him.
Really good job from Nick Smith in that scramble. Went right to those ankles for defense and ended up just the way he wanted in a stalemate to go back to their feet.
Ref stops them, brings them back to the center, puts them on their feet. Nick Smith, Brody Dusenberry. Both wrestlers still neutral as clock ticks down to 1:20. Circling each other around, tying up. Definitely more noise in the stands than we had at the last wrestling match, that we had the cheerleaders here and some more fans. Not a lot of Highland fans.
Well, it feels like an actual wrestling match now, Dirk.
Yeah, it feels like an actual duel. Yeah, you're exactly right.
The crowd's making noise. The cheerleaders are banging on the mat. You know,
more of a sense of normalcy. I wish you could have been here last night with a student body at a basketball game, because things are finally starting to circle back around. And now both wrestlers still neutral with 44 seconds left. They are on the mat, but neither wrestler scored. Nick Smith, Brody Dusenberry still on their feet. Nick tries to step behind, can't get it. Dusenberry stands up, breaks loose, and no points have been scored with 25 seconds left.
I think we're seeing another match here, Dirk, where the wrestlers are fairly evenly matched. Dusenberry's tried a couple shots, and it has not worked for him. And Nick Smith's doing a good job of defending.
A lot of defense.
Working front headlocks, hoping to see a shot of his own, maybe here soon. Obviously want to see both wrestlers come out offensive.
8 seconds left. They're still neutral, still no points scored, and that's how the first period's going to come to an end.
Getting a little chippy right there at the end of the first period, maybe a little frustration. Dusenberry wants bottom, gets his choice and wants bottom.
See how this goes. Nick Smith takes his place on top, and that's where the ref's going to start him. Starting the second period, score is 0-0. Dusenberry immediately goes for the set out, tries to come around, can't do it. Nick keeps a hold of the elbow. Dusenberry goes to his feet. Nick stays behind him, has the hands locked. Dusenberry trying to get free. Nick not taking him down to the mat. Dusenberry trying to do into a setback. And now Nick does a complete throw over, gets him back down on the mat, almost out of bounds. Ref's going to stop him.
Well, you saw Nick Smith get warned for stalling there. He took way too long there on their feet. He needs to attempt mat returns.
Yep.
When they're on their feet, or else he's going to get dinged for stalling, just like he did. He ended up with a very great mat return, freestyle move.
Absolutely, a complete freestyle move. He cleared the feet.
Yes.
But he wrestling a little lazy. Nick Smith now as Dusenberry gets a 1-point escape, and that's the first point of the match with 1:30 left in the second period.
Well, they're kind of lulling us to sleep out here. Not too much action on their feet. Not too much action from the top and bottom position. The action needs to pick up.
Actions need to pick up, and I think the referee has shown that several times. Nick now gets in on a single leg, has the knee, has it locked. Going to try to score the first 2-point takedown,
and there he goes.
And he gets it.
Really nice little single leg with a finish. Just what we wanted to see. Come out and be more offensive.
Nice, clean, single leg takedown. Dusenberry on the bottom, Nick Smith on top. Dusenberry trying to get to his feet. Nick locks the ankle, loses it, and Dusenberry gets to his feet. Nick takes him right back down, keeps him on the mat with 46 seconds left. Tries to go to the far side cradle, can't get locked. Goes back to a tight waist. Dusenberry trying to get up, and I don't know what that was.
That's a crossbody tilt.
But he got him on his back, and he has near fall points. He's not going to pin him, but he's going to score the points.
You know, he rolled through crossbody tilt. He's not got his hips in real great shape, but he does get 3-point near fall out of here.
And that's going to put the score at 5-1 as they get close to out of bounds on the far side.
He's got the legs crossed here. He's going to award the 3-point near fall.
10 seconds left in the second period. Neither wrestler doing much of anything as they're almost out of bounds. 4 seconds left. Dusenberry trying to go to his feet. Nick trying to keep him down, and that's how it ends too.
Really, really nice wrestling from Nick Smith in that second period.
Nick's going to choose to start the third period on top.
That's a very smart move, in my opinion. Scored some near fall, rode really tough. He thinks he can come back out here and score more near fall. He's confident in that, obviously, because he's taking top.
He's taking top, and that you got to have confidence to take top. So Dusenberry tries to sit out. Nick follows him around, tries to go to the cradle. Dusenberry tries to reach back, grab the head.
And we got
Nick
a half.
Follows him around, gets the reverse half, gets him on his back. Ref down, taking a look. Nick sucking it up. He has the reverse half. Dusenberry getting to his stomach. Nick losing the half. Gets the 2-point near fall, going to put the score at 7-1. Nick on top, Dusenberry on the bottom with 1:30 left in the third period.
Brought that half over and just didn't get his hips quite set the way he needed to get more points out of it or even get the fall. But really nice action from the top position.
Dusenberry now getting to his feet. Nick does a good job taking him right back down. Has him broke down flat on the mat. Ref's now going to warn Dusenberry for stalling. Maybe not. Dusenberry trying to get to his hands and knees. Nick works the elbow, gets the wrist. Dusenberry tries to grab the head. Nick does a good job of clearing it, staying back behind him, tying up the feet. 52 seconds left in the third period. Score is 7-1. Nick now goes to a near side standing cradle, gets the hands, get him locked, keeps his toes in bounds as Dusenberry's getting out of bounds. Nick trying to drag him inside. 38 seconds left in the third period. Nick trying to roll him around onto his back, has the hands locked, has the cradle. 30 seconds left. Well, can't quite get him rolled around.
He's trying like heck to keep his feet in bounds, but he just can't make it work.
Dusenberry drags him out of bounds.
Pulling too hard to the out-of-bounds line, and, you know.
Ref's going to stop it for blood timeout. Score is going to be 7-1. I thought he could have scored some near foul points, but I guess he didn't. 23 seconds left in the third period. Nick Smith on top, 7-1 with a blood timeout.
Well, you saw some mat awareness there from Dusenberry. You know, he's down big in this match. He doesn't want to dig himself in a deeper hole. Number one, for his personal match, and number two, he doesn't want to give up those team points that come with a pin. You know, 3 points,
which is a big deal right now at 18-12.
Yeah, it's fairly close duel. So he's using that smarts that he's got to try to keep this duel close so Highland can stay in it.
Ref brings him back to the center now. Dusenberry on top, Dusenberry on the bottom, Nick on top. Dusenberry sits out, spins around. Nick follows him around. Almost gets out of shape, grabs the ankle, gets back behind him. Dusenberry on his hands and knees, 15 seconds left. Nick putting on a tight waist, chops the elbow, can't get it. Nick's now trying to stay in control as Dusenberry sits out. Dusenberry goes around, Nick follows him around, still on the bottom, and that's how it's going to end, 7-1 for Nick Smith.
Match that started really, really slow, opened up there in the middle of the second period to the third period. Really nice win for Nick Smith.
7-1 decision for Nick Smith over Dusenberry, and now we are going to move to J.T. Williams, who has a forfeit from Highland.
South Summit, J.T. Williams.
J.T. Williams from South Summit has a forfeit. And then at the 170, South Summit forfeits to Connor Strassler. Now, these guys have agreed to have a exhibition match. So the ref does the formalities of awarding the points. Team scores go to 27-12. But these guys are still going to wrestle.
Which I think is great. You know, the mat time, the experience is almost necessary.
Absolutely.
At this stage in the game.
Either of these guys are a fool for not taking the opportunity to have a mat. So, both these guys still on their feet, still wrestling around. Definitely a weight difference of 10 pounds.
Yeah, you can see Connor has the height advantage, and it looks like he's a little broader in the shoulders. You can see that 10 pounds difference.
You can see that. You can physically see the 10 pounds difference, and this is why we wrestle in weight classes.
Well, and I'm not sure J.T. Williams is cutting a whole lot of weight to get to 160, but you know what? It does look like Connor is cutting a little bit of weight to get to 170.
You're exactly right.
He could walk around 180, 185 pounds.
Yep.
Natural body, or, football
body football weight. Yep.
Football weight.
Absolutely. And both of these guys still on their feet with 1 minute ticking off, and both of these guys still wrestling like it's a real match, and that's what you want to see.
Absolutely. And what a lot of people don't understand about the weight cutting game is when you move in from football to wrestling, naturally you start working hard in practice of wrestling, you're going to lose some weight, okay? What you're walking around in football, and then after 2 weeks worth of wrestling practice is could be the difference in 10 pounds.
Right.
You know, it's just a different workout. It's just a different work for your body. So
Connor now getting a 2-point takedown, and it really wasn't a takedown as much as it was catching JT out of position and circling around and getting the 2 points. Neither wrestler still in complete control as JT now gets, Connor gets JT in a cradle, rolls him over on his back, ref down taking a look, and that's how it's going to end with 7 seconds left. JT getting pinned.
Just received a program, Dirk. Connor Strassler is a sophomore.
Wow.
Does not have the look of a sophomore.
Does not have the look of a sophomore. And amazing match there by Connor and JT Williams. It was an exhibition match. Both of those guys had a bye.
Well, JT the freshman and Connor the sophomore. You saw the weight difference. You saw the age difference and maybe even a little bit of experience on Connor's.
I don't know what a sophomore he would have had to have some AAU or freestyle experience at being a sophomore. But he did get the cradle locked, and he was able to score the points. So going to move on to Brady Freeman and Maya Giles at 182-pound weight class. What did he say?
Looks like we're going to have.
I'm not certain, but we have stopped the match. I don't know why.
I'm not sure why.
I'm not certain what they're talking about. We have our headphones on, so we don't get to hear what's going on.
Something to do with the National Honor Society.
The National Honor Society.
I keep catching that word.
Because the cheerleaders are not sitting at their normal place. They were up moving around. It looked like we were going to have something to do with something. And then well, it looks like we're going to move to the next match. Maybe we will have something else after this match, but right as of now, Jake and I do not know what it is. So cheerleaders back in their spots, referees back in his spots, Maya and Brady Freeman in their spots. So we're going to start the next match.
Brady Freeman, the freshman.
Brady Freeman is a freshman.
And Maya Giles, the junior.
Wow, this is going to be a match. So Brady Freeman, Maya Giles, staying neutral.
182 pounds may be the weight class we start to see some big boy wrestling.
A little bit of different wrestling style as Maya kind of shoots in for a double and can't get it. Brady doing a good job of staying back and keeping clear. Maya kind of tying up. Brady trying to step back. Still on their feet, still circling around with 30 seconds gone. Maya kind of fakes in a single, doesn't quite do anything with it. Brady trying to keep his position and stay on his feet. Maya working that, putting a lot of pressure on that head, trying to get Brady to step out of position. Looks like maybe looking for a single or a double or fireman's. Both wrestlers still on their feet. 1 minute left in the first period. Brady Freeman, Maya Giles. Now Maya kind of does a head chuck, picks up the single leg and does an arm, a leg chop, getting Brady down on the mat, but does not score the points. And now Brady gets free. No points scored and gets back to his feet with 40 seconds left. Scores 0-0.
Well, Brady Freeman just kept wrestling through that situation, was able to break that lock on his leg and get out of that without any points scored.
And that was a tight lock on the leg. I thought it was done.
Really impressive from a freshman. We watched him wrestle against North Summit, took a pretty tough loss, and I think I'm seeing some growth from then to now in just a few weeks.
Absolutely. Brady Freeman, Maya Giles, 18 seconds left in the first period, scoreless and still on their feet. Brady Freeman, Maya Giles, still neutral, 7 seconds left, still scoreless. And you know that's not uncommon at these weight classes. These guys filling each other out as time runs out.
The big boy wrestling, they're going to come out and they're going to heavy hand fight for quite a long time before we see a whole bunch of action. And you know what? Maya Giles gets his choice and chooses bottom.
Brady Freeman goes on top, and that's how they'll start second period. Maya tries to go to his feet. Brady does a good job of keeping him right back down, breaks the elbow, getting a little bit out of position. Maya goes back to his feet. Brady does a good lift, puts him right back down on the mat. Chops the elbow, keeps him broke down. Needs to get a little farther behind him, get those legs tied up, but he's working that upper body, working the legs. Maya going to his feet again. Brady doing a good job of locking that leg, keeping Maya from being able to fully stand up. Tight waist, takes him back down. Maya back to his hands and knees. Brady keeps the leg locked, working on the elbow. Maya goes to his feet. Brady gets a little bit out of position, and Maya almost gets the escape, but instead falls down into a 2-point reversal. Score's going to be 2-0 for Maya over Brady Freeman.
Brady Freeman gets himself a little out of shape, and Maya Giles just comes out and capitalizes, feels that pressure change, and works it to his favor.
Brady Freeman now on the bottom, trying to get to his hands and knees. Maya Giles working the leg, working the arm, has the tight waist, works the elbow. Brady trying to get back up to his hands and knees. Maya doing a good job, staying in good position, locking everything up, working the arms, working the legs, picks the ankle, tries to break Brady back down. Brady's flat on his stomach. Maya goes for the arm bar, has the arm bar locked, starting to work on the half Nelson. Brady on his stomach, Maya on top with an arm bar. Brady doing a good job staying on his stomach, not letting Maya flip him over. Maya trying to walk it around, but Brady keeps the leg locked. 25 seconds left in the second period.
They're going to warn Brady Freeman down here for stalling, but
there's really nothing he can do.
He's tying those legs up to prevent him walking that armbar around, which is exactly what he needed to do tie those legs up and then work his arm out, and he's done that. You know.
Brady goes to his feet. Maya takes him right back down. Brady goes to his feet again. Maya trying to break him down. Time's going to run out before Brady can do anything. Score is going to be 2-0 starting the third period for Maya Giles over Brady Freeman.
Brady Freeman gets his choice, and Coach Sanderson gives him the neutral call. Likes Brady's chances on his feet, but Brady's going to have to pick up his action if he wants to score a takedown on Maya Giles. From what I saw in the first period, Maya Giles is pretty decent on his feet. So Brady's going to have to, start in early in this third period if he wants to score a takedown and get himself back in this match.
He is behind by 2 points. It only takes one. So Brady Freeman, Maya Giles circling around, still neutral on their feet with 1:30 left in the third period. Maya does a little fake there, backs out, ties back up. Brady doesn't want to. Brady kind of does a fake now. Maya ties up. Both wrestlers still on their feet. Maya tries to grab the ankle, can't do it. Brady does a good job keeping it back, staying out of position. Both wrestlers tie up again here on the near side of the mat, circling each other around with 1 minute left in the third period. Still neutral. Brady's got to score some points here.
Not seeing a whole lot of fatigue from either wrestler here in the third period, which is nice to see. Both seem like they got some energy. Both seem like they're ready to go.
Clock ticks down to 50 seconds with Brady Freeman behind by 2. He's got to start setting something up. Maya Giles just kind of riding it out. Both wrestlers still on their feet. 40 seconds left in the third period. Brady is behind by 2 points.
Well, you see Maya Giles, he's doing a really good job of not getting warned for stalling. He's staying in the middle of the mat. He's digging inside. He's hand fighting hard.
30 seconds now left in the third period.
He's moving forward. He's doing everything he can not to get warned for stalling, and it's working.
And still nothing happening with 15 seconds left. Brady shoots in for the single, has the single, can't quite get it, and Maya's going to get behind him for another 2 points with 10 seconds left. Brady in trouble now as he gets to his hands and knees trying to get back up, but I think it's going to be too little too late as the clock ticks out. Brady Freeman's going to end up losing this match by a score of 4-0.
Well, Brady Freeman, he just waited just a little too long.
Waited a little too long.
To get his offense going, and Maya Giles, his conditioning held through the third period, and he stayed smart. Real smart wrestling to get that win.
Okay, so that's going to put the team score at 27-21. We do have one more wrestling match at 195. Xander Lindsay, Elliot Hess.
Couple of seniors,
so this should be a good one. Xander Lindsay, Elliot Hess. These guys both stay in neutral. Going to be our final wrestling match. We still have 2 more weights, but those are both going to be 4-foots by Highland. Xander Lindsay, Elliot Hess. Elliot, much different body style, body shape.
Tall and lean, and Xander Lindsay a little more stocky.
Xander shoots in, tries to get a double, tries to do a fire, ends up with a 2-point takedown out of not sure how, but he'll take it.
He'll take it. He went to a fireman's and ended up around the waist and pulled on the arm just hard enough to dump him over to that hip. Thought I probably should have saw some back points there. That's all right. Xander's working tough here on top.
Xander on top. Elliot reaches back, puts his arm over Xander's head. Xander could actually use this as a reverse half. Now both wrestlers trying to get to their feet. Xander does a good job of spinning back around, gets the half on Elliot Hess. Now trying to walk it around with 40 seconds left. I don't know that he can get him on his back.
Hess looking to be a flexible kid like you'd expect from a tall, lanky kid like this.
And when you got that kind of length, you can put those legs out, and it's going to be tough for Xander to get on his back. So Xander drops the half, comes back, gets behind him, ties up the leg. 22 seconds left on the clock. Elliot Hess on the bottom, Xander Lindsay on top. Elliot going to his hands and knees now. Xander does the tight waist, chops the elbow, goes
right
to a single arm bar. Starts cinching it up. Keeps the legs tied up. 6 seconds left. I don't think he's going to be able to do anything to score any points with 2 seconds left. He starts the walk around, but time's going to run out.
End the period at 2-0. Xander comes out, get a really nice takedown, and gets close to back points a couple of times.
A lot of energy expended there for 2 points.
Yeah, well, we're going to hope that he can maintain a good pace through the rest of this match. I mean,
they start the second period on their feet, and that's how they're going to start the second, just like they did the first.
I didn't see who chose neutral.
I wasn't watching as well, so Elliott kind of shoots in. Xander swings around behind him, gets a 2-point takedown. Score's going to be 4-0 for Xander. Now Elliott sits out. Xander just sets him back, tries to get the 2 points for a back points. I don't think he got him.
You can see the ref down by. He's holding a 2-point near fall right there. He will not award it until he feels like Xander has changed moves. So he feels like that armbar is part of a continuous move from the suck back, but he is holding.
That's good to know, because Elliott is right on his stomach, not even near his back, but the ref saying, hey, we're still working this before I give him the 2. Now Xander's able to get the arm clear, and he does put Elliott on his back. It's going to move from a 2-point to a 3-point, but ref's down taking a look. It could turn into a foul with 50 seconds left. Xander's on top. He sucks the arm in, and now he's got it.
What a cool moment for Xander Lindsay, a senior.
Yep.
In his last match in this gym to get a fall.
That's the way to end it right there.
Absolutely. Everybody wants to come into this gym, their last match out and do the best they can, which, it doesn't get much better in a fall.
It doesn't get much better in a fall in the second period there. So they're going to go through the technicalities now of a couple of forfeits. Jordan Williams gets a forfeit. Max Whitmore will get a forfeit. That's going to put the team score at 45-21. Wildcats should handle this one easily. And that's kind of how the night's going to end, Jake.
That's exactly how the night's going to end. Some really great matches out here.
There was some great matches tonight.
Some kids that were evenly matched. Some really John Moore's match, fireworks.
Yeah.
Probably the match of the night, in my
Probably
opinion.
the match of the night. You're right. Got to hand it to the ref. Did an excellent job reffing. Got to hand it to the coaches. Got to hand it to the cheerleaders. Got to hand it to the fans. There was a lot of good sportsmanship tonight.
Absolutely. And, the last home duel of the season, sad. It's always sad to see a season come to the end, but the most important part of the season is coming up here in a couple weeks.
You're exactly right. So everything was a step to this.
And we're all super excited. Hosting the divisional tournament.
Yep.
Divisional tournament determines your seeding for state. So very important. You're going to see us back to announce the finals for that.
We are going to be here announcing the finals on Saturday afternoon.
Saturday the 6th.
Saturday
we are going to be
the 6th.
announcing the finals for that divisional tournament. Tune in.
Yep.
Come join us. We should have a couple of kids wrestling in that final.
I would expect so.
So
that's how we're going to end it tonight. That's how the 2021 regular season is going to end. Jake McCormick, Dirk Rockhill, any closing thoughts?
Normalcy's coming back. We love it. Love to be wrestling. Let's hope the Cats can finish the season strong and see some kids do really well at their divisional and state tournaments.
And we'll see how it ends from here. So tune in next time for Jake and Dirk. We're out.